Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty cool stuff to go and talk about because we actually have now a huge, first of all, like really big game announcements, but part two, we actually have a lot of really cool PlayStation features that as well will be also corresponded with and also kind of, I guess, technically pushed into for these brand new games. And I want to go and show you guys because we have number one, two cool really trailers to go and show you guys and talk about. Number two, really cool features, and number three, it's just kind of cool to go and talk about what is going to be happening and when it's actually happening in the midst of these games. Because as you guys know, we always know the potential, or we've already seen it in a few various games, but I always like knowing what's going to be happening in the future. I always like knowing basically what games and what systems and what kind of vibe is going to be going on to make stuff even better. And this is kind of what this video is going to be dedicated for. So a lot of stuff to go talk about, a lot of fun news to go talk about, and well, let's go talk about it. And as well, if any of you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Throughout this entire week, we've been mentioning a lot of the brand new Samsung monitors down below. You get a free $50, link down below. No requirement, no nothing, just got to get the nice little reserve if you guys want to, and also cancel if you guys want. Like I said, Twitter and Twitch stream down below, Weeble and Coinbase down below, the usual solid stuff down below, and leave a like and kind of give me your thoughts and comments all throughout this video. So, we have two major things I want to go bring up. Two major things. Number one is if you guys did not have a chance to go and see this, I'm going to probably have these just muted just because, as you guys know, these will probably have copyright music on both sides of it. So I'm going to kind of talk over this, and you guys can, I guess, like more so observe the background of this. But when it comes to this, we actually have a brand new Star Wars game that was a little bit leaked before by Respawn and EA and all that, as of right now with their brand new Star Wars game, which, as you guys can probably go and tell in the background as we're going to talk about this, is number one, having brand new PlayStation 5 features involved with it, as we've had like official interviews as of right now, which we'll cover up in a second, but as well, looks phenomenal. Graphics-wise, looks amazing. Gameplay-wise, looks amazing. And everything we've actually had a chance to see so far on this, because this is a brand new trailer, like I said, although they have a little bit of leaks on it, it looks great. So if you guys want a first and foremost topic of the video, are you guys excited for this game? Are you guys excited for this Star Wars game? Because like I said, these graphics are looking beautiful. Like, look at the lightsaber, look at everything else. I'm liking this. I'm like, just off the trailer alone, I mean, granted, you have to see proper gameplay and stuff like that, obviously, but like the fact that we have a release year, which it does kind of seem at this point 2023 is being pretty much stacked, but with the graphics and everything else tied on in, this is looking like this is going to be shaping up for a fantastic game experience. So I just wanted to show up the trailer before we kind of talk about more of the features with it. But that was a Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which is now coming as of 2023. So one kind of really cool thing was we had a chance to go and kind of more talk about the haptics of like what they're going to be doing and how they're going to be making it better. So Star Wars Jedi Survivor is now digging into the PlayStation 5 haptics. And as you guys know, we've always enjoyed the PlayStation 5 for all their feedback and rattles and motors, everything inside of it. But the one part too is that, well, some games just don't have it. Like if it's like a multi-generation game and stuff like that, they may not just have it. But Respawn Entertainment's Stig Alusman has now said that Star Wars Jedi Survivor's PS5 version will now be taking full advantage of Sony's hardware, and the developer is especially digging into the DualSense haptics. So following months of rumors, Electronic Arts finally unveiled the new Star Wars Jedi game yesterday, basically so you guys all know this, confirming reports that it's the subtitled Survivor, and it will skip last-gen consoles. So that's another nice thing to do we maybe want to go talk about, is that we are finally now, once again, seeing games finally turning into this next gen, of finally being just pure PlayStation 5 games. And I love this. I love this. So how are they going to go and take advantage of this? Sorry, little burp, as we over here would talk about it. So in the official interview, Osman said the biggest advantage of the new consoles is ray tracing and real-time lighting. So he states, saying, I think the biggest thing about the PS5 and Xbox Series X is ray tracing, or the lighting involved in the game. And as you guys have kind of like looked through the trailer and had a chance to see all this stuff, this lighting, if done well, is going to be phenomenal. It's going to be talking about like one of the coolest things we'll ever see in gaming pretty much ever. So that's with all them basically able to go and compute that with SSDs and really good powerful CPUs and GPUs as they go with it. So as they state, since it's real time, we get to go and see changes as we tweak the lights immediately, essentially. That means that we have more time to polish. That means we can iterate more, we get better results and feel more filmic, which is awesome. So they're kind of trying their best to make it on the next step of number one, making it next gen, but number two, focusing on the actual results and focusing on actually getting a next gen experience and trying to utilize their ray tracing and all these extra features that, well, they are not necessarily new. Like I may put new in my title or whatever, but these are just like cool concepts that they can finally go and reiterate into as well. And the one big thing too as well is on the haptic feedback, which we mentioned before. We also have a little bit more on the Harry Potter side. We have these blazing fast drives on these consoles that are allowing us to load tons of content really quickly. I've always worked on streaming games that don't have load screens. Now, the fact that these consoles have a fast storage has made it easier. Those are probably the two biggest benefits. PlayStation 5 has some really interesting haptics on their controller that we're digging into, and it's just an easier process in general. So I'm going to go and probably actually use one of my controllers for this too as well. As we talk about this, let's use the PS4 because I have it next to me. But when it comes to all this type of stuff, I love this because if you think about it, and like this is like why I'm kind of excited about the future. Let's go and say you're playing a game. Think like a For Honor type style game, or even just think like Star Wars. You can literally go and maybe utilize your controller, maybe think like how it is a Joy-Con, and literally go and use your literal lightsaber to go and attack people, and like maybe use your controller. Or as well, may work out very, very well, say PSVR 2, where it can maybe just even use like your actual like controller itself, like, and then just basically go be able to utilize that and use your Star Wars, like the lightsabers in the first place in your Star Wars game. And this is cool. And on top of that, you can maybe try to have more, like, say, maybe stuff for maybe you are, like, in a, like a cross-section with two lightsabers. You can basically go and use the haptic feedback and to push down harder on your controller itself. Or maybe, like, it's rumbling, as you have to kind of push back and forth to try to go and make sure you can actually push it back. And there's a lot of these really cool features we keep seeing, and this is what I love to see, because they want to focus on it, they want to get these next iterations, and this is probably one of the good game developers, because it just seems very hand-on, and something they could actually go and do. And some of this ideas actually also stemmed from another thing that happened this week. So if you guys missed it, there's actually a really, really cool Hogwarts Legacy trailer that was more so just purely involved on the PS5 games. So I'm going to probably talk over this or pause over this a few different times, but this is basically them trying to push more on the PS5 immersion. So this game looks phenomenal, by the way, but they want to keep on pushing more and more in terms of new features and haptic feedback and everything else with it. And as you guys can see with this, these are small things, but these are what make me love a console, where they have things like, as you guys can see, the dynamic light bar, where they have a chance to go and, like, say you want to be a part of, like, Gryffindor, you get a different color. Slytherin, you get a different color. And, like, that to me just makes it so much more immersive in the game. It's a small feature, but these are new. These are cool, like, little small things as people think of. And as more and more of these features and more of these developers work on this stuff, we'll have more and more options and future potential for just cool features, and let alone PS6 and stuff like that. Or now, let's say if you're flying, you can now literally feel like you're flying in the game itself. And this one's probably one of the cooler ones I can see reiterating into, like, racing games and other ones, where let's say they're on, like, I think this is for the bank, right? If I remember my Hogwarts lore, where they basically have the haptic feedback, and you can kind of like almost use this visualization of like your entire controller will literally feel like you're on like a roller coaster as you're going through and moving. You could also feel the force and a magic, so it'll probably be kind of like Ratchet and Clank, where you guys, like, as you guys even see literally right there, you basically may have to have like almost like a spring on your actual controller and try to make it like bounce back kind of. And the idea of this is so cool because it kind of makes you feel way more immersed. And I will stand by, when I was playing Ratchet and Clank, I definitely felt way more immersed in the game because there's different options and there's different, like, it's essentially adding a whole nother button to your thing. We have like a half trigger to go and do stuff, like, whether it's sort of magic or casting a spell, charging a spell, or whatever it might be. And on the same feature, maybe you're charging a spell, and you basically have your whole controller start shaking because you're literally trying to, defeat a bad guy, and, like, your whole, like, technically wand is shaking. And this is why I think this stuff is so cool. This is why I'm so impressed with the PS5, and we just haven't had too many options as of yet to have a chance to fully dive into this and, like, fully be able to go enjoy the PS5 as how it is. But now, with games like this, we're seeing so much more. Now, I can't play the audio, obviously, but, 3D audio would be nice for you guys to hear everything on top of this, or as you're flying around, etc., etc. And this is what I love, because this is what the next generation of gaming should be. More features, feeling more unique, and feeling more in-depth, and I love this. I love the idea of this. And as well, we also did have the once again, holiday 2022 date tied on in. So with both of this, the brand new Star Wars game, which looks phenomenal, they really want to utilize the new features, new controllers, and everything else with it. And I support that so much. And I can't wait to see what they're going to make in the future. And then Hogwarts, we literally have things on the PlayStation 5 channel that are literally pushing the next generation and pushing on like how we can go and feel more immersed in these games as they come out. And this is what I love about the PlayStation 5, is that they are trying their best to go push it, and these are unique features that really do separate away from the Xbox and the PlayStation. And I really love the fact that people can actually experience this and enjoy this, because at the end of the day, this is what gaming should be like, and this is what the future of gaming is slowly turning into. Faster loading times makes the games better, allows you to have more dynamic lighting and features and everything else, cutscenes or whatever, but as well controllers on top of that too, keep you in the game and keep you immersed in the game, especially for a story game or through cutscenes. So I love this. I really do think this is really cool, so give me your thoughts and comments down below. And as well, I just want to say I thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 PS5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 digital console controller. Once again, go and check out the nice little Samsung, get the free $50 down below. Use that link if you guys want to. Super free, nothing weird. It's all Samsung itself, all legit. And the giveaways and links and all that stuff down below too as well. And I appreciate you guys all so much for watching in the first place. I love you guys.